Okay, so I figured I'd do a video early in the morning, so whenever most of basically North America wakes up, this will be up. So we've had a significant price drop, and I did say I was worried about this. Well, I said I was neutral until we broke this channel area for the weekly, and then we would have lower target ranges. So we did break that. I mean, on a weekly time frame, I did say quite a while back that March, I didn't think we would ever see a weekly close below that. We've gone below that to 38.5, but as far as a weekly close, we're still holding it barely. This thing is testing, or Bitcoin's testing the 30 weekly MA. So this pullback is quite significant. Talking about 15 to 25% pullbacks. This pullback is much larger than that. This is right at 40%, a pullback that we haven't seen this significant since 2017. The majority of the pullbacks that we've had this cycle were between 15 to 25%. And, you know, if you'd seen a couple of my earlier videos, I'd said that's what I thought we were getting in this cycle because of the players that were in it. It was more institutions, but, there's basically bringing confidence to the space, but this pullback is significant. It all started pretty much whenever, I don't want to blame him specifically, because I don't think he has that much control over this. No one person really does, except for maybe like Satoshi. If he shows up and says he's going to sell 1 million, all his coins or something like that, maybe that'd bring some fear into the market. But I mean, Elon Musk comments could have definitely initiated a cascade in selling, especially if there's algos, following his Twitter, and then people have different sell points here, and you mitigate risks. So this could definitely. I mean, I think we've pulled back a significant amount. If we're in a bull cycle, this is probably the biggest drop you should see until price starts to rally back up. But we have broken this channel, and the targets there are between the upper 28s and the 30s. And there is a TD sequential area right here on the 4-hour that didn't get retested on the way up, which is all the way back here from December. So from months and months ago, almost 6 months ago. But we have retested. We haven't retested this. I mean, we kind of have with this area, but I'd like to see the consolidation, and then that means if we have consolidation here, that means we have support, and then this would be a area that's properly retested, because I like to see this a red one, because this is what this is signaling. This is signaling severely oversold. You can see the RSI is probably going to show that as well. Severely oversold. I mean, this is crazy. Weekly. This is going to be one of the most significant pullbacks in a very, very long time. This is definitely one of the if this bull cycle continues, this is probably one of the most significant pullbacks in Bitcoin's history within a bull cycle. How do I know this breaks down though? So if I'm using this 30, short-term, intermediate, and long-term trading strategy, I'm not exiting until these moving averages go below this 30 weekly, and then we get a close below the prior weekly close. So if this continues to trend down, this is going to get you out. I would say probably at this lower level, and then I mean it didn't get the top, but I mean, like I said this whole time, this cycle was definitely not. I want to show the Mayer multiples. It was definitely not. If this is the end, which I still don't think it is, because I mean you can see here in 2013 this was like an 80% drop, and then we went up. Are we going to get that? I mean, I think worst case scenario of this is an intermediate, like double top type cycle like in 2013, but every cycle is different. I mean, I think we're going to find that this cycle was completely different than the first two whenever it's all said and done. Because here, if this is a top and we're going to get a 65 to, 80% pullback, so that's 20,000, 80% would bring us all the way back down to 12,000. The Mayer multiple bands, which have been so good for the past decade, didn't even get close to this upper band. And we would basically, this oversold area, which has been historically good at catching price. I mean, here, this pullback here, it caught price here in this this bearish area. And the way this Mayer multiple works is that basically whenever you get to the bearish, unless you find support, you're probably likely to go to this lower oversold area, and that's at the previous all-time high. This is ironically also where realized price is, which is a metric that shows where the average buyer bought their coins. So 20,000 is where that's at. If this is the cycle top and we're going, to the full bear cycle right now, the CVDD, which you can read about, it talks about it here. It's cumulative days destroyed. Right now it's at 9,000. Whenever we were at 20,000, this was at 1,000, but it tripled. So if this triples, this would be right around 30,000, which is ironically where all these lower levels are, and that would give us a pullback of around 60%. But this would have to go out for a while. This was all the way back 2017, and then it took to the end of 2019. So this would basically, you'd have to wait a whole year historically to see if this is, the cycle bottom. Because here was, what's this date? So 2013, this is 2015, but it was basically a year because it was November. So if this is a cycle top and then we're going to go for a bottom, it should take a whole year for this thing to bottom out. And it'd just be ironic. It'd be weird because the pullback wouldn't be as large. It'd be like 50%, and it would take a whole year, and we would just consolidate. It'd be really boring, which isn't characteristic of Bitcoin. And a lot of talk of this cycle being different, but as far as it all goes, it looks like it's pretty much the same. Same type of volatility, same type of price drops. This hasn't been reduced. There's this head and shoulders here as well, which also gives us similar prices, targets, upper 20s to around, 30,000. So we'll see how this plays out. Like I said, if you're trading this long-term moving average, you're not even out yet. You're 15% out of your position. You wouldn't scale out another 10% until this 3 goes over the 30 and we get a weekly close below the prior weekly close, and then completely out once both of these moving averages go below this 30. So I also want to clear this up. Let me clear this up. Here, that's an area of retest to the upside. Let me hide these because we're looking at targets based on these channels of, 28 to 30. I can hide this as well. I just want to clean up some stuff. So here we have a Fibonacci retracement. Right now we're also finding support there. We wicked to it, finding support. So we can mosey on through here and then go higher. We can look at the funding rate. This funding rate should be going negative, which would be good. That is, it can get a little bit more negative, but that's actually positive. This is negative, which is good. So we should see a price rally. Oh, looks like the market went long, was negative. So we'll see how that goes. Hourly, it's gone positive again. So short term, there's some people taking some long, I guess, banking that this is going to bounce a little bit. But on the daily and the weekly, it's going negative, which is good. Bollinger Bands is probably oversold, so we're still on the bottom end. Weekly, we're kind of, I mean, we can go all the way down to 30. It's right here. Premium's gotten pretty bad. The hash ribbons have actually crossed, but it didn't signal a buy because the 10 is not above the 20 moving average. That's the signal. It's this hash 30 over 60 moving average on the hash rate, and then this is 20 moving average here to signal a buy, and it's gone down. If price had held and the 10 would have been above the 20, that would have been a buy signal. So there's no buy signal on the hash rate, on the hash ribbons, which is disappointing. See our guppy, that's probably come down significantly. Yeah, so we're finding support here in this upper area. I mean, this is almost characteristic of what the start of a bear cycle is. I mean, this is mid-2016. I mean, like I said, anything greater than where we're at now and with our moving averages continually move down, I mean, we're basically we're going to enter some sort of bear cycle. And this is where, crypto doesn't get fun. Everyone enjoys and loves the run-ups, but no one loves the drawdowns. So, yeah, the CMF is starting to flatten out, but I really wish this would have came up a lot stronger. On the 4-hour, it went up, showed some bullishness. This was a reversal candle. I mean, this is still bullish because we're getting bullish divergence as price goes down and our indicator goes up, which indicates there's more buyers than sellers. But same thing. Well, we bounced here. So yeah, this is definitely bearish. RSI is probably severely went oversold, bounced. Usually a 9 with an oversold signal in a bear cycle is an indication of buy. So could have bought there. Here we're getting oversold. Our RSI is still kind of going, we're still getting that bullish divergence as price goes down. And here we're just severely oversold. This is an 25 is where the RSI is. Prior 2017 cycle, I mean, you could say that was the start of the cycle here. We did go 21, and then within 2017, went as low as 29 and 27 twice. And those were both relatively good areas to buy. They were. So here we're even lower than that. So this is a significant pullback. See, we're already back below 40. So we'll see. This is significant. So I wanted to clear some of this up, but I couldn't. I can't. The weekly. We hit the weekly one. I can clear that one out. And here's our 39,783, and that historically, once price closed on the monthly 2 times above the prior all-time high, it never went back to it. You can see that there's a monthly TD sequential retest area that is on the monthly, but I never marked those because they just haven't been significant. But this is, man, 30% pullback in 1 month. I'm going to clear this one out because we touched this weekly retest. And this is, like I said, this would be a cluster of support, and it is. We'll see how long it lasts and if buyers come in. We really need that CMF to go up. Let's look at on-balance volume real quick. Yeah, it's still pretty flat, which is, based on on-balance volume, you would be neutral on the weekly. And it broke down here on the daily. And so did the 4-hour. So I'll clear this one out on the weekly. I'll clear this out. I'll just hide this, really. I don't know how. I mean, it's not significant anymore. This is historically not characteristic of Bitcoin. Even WickDeck. I mean, if I'm going off of 2017 metrics, if you watched my last video, 2013 definitely went down, but that was whenever we started that mini bear cycle within that 2013 year, and then we went, you know, it went to like $200, and then it went down to around 30, and then it went all the way back up to 1,000. So we can hide that, but then it retested this weekly. So, I mean, TD9s are so important on every asset. Yeah, the system works. And as far as, did it get you out at the top? No. Did it do it on the daily? Here, but you could possibly say it did. So this retested. I want to clear this out. Did I get there? Yeah, it definitely got there. So there, I can delete that. And then on the daily, we didn't quite get there, but I suspect we may. We almost got there. It was only short by $50, so, or $51. We'll see how it goes. The whole crypto market itself. So here's Mayer multiple bands. Stock to flow is still, it's not violated. We're still, you know, within the range, so that could recover. But Willy Woo's top is still 144,000. I still like this metric. I still think we get there eventually. This heat map that I like to look at a lot. We didn't even get close to the moving average moving as aggressively as it did. Even in this top area, we still got significant change in that moving average, that weekly moving average. We didn't get there. So, like I said, this is not characteristic of any other bull cycle, especially if this stays intact. But we'll base this off of our moving averages, and you would exit based off of those. I did want to show one more thing. Oh, yeah, cycle repeat, which is odd. What's odd is that Bitcoin's price is definitely following like 2017, because cycle repeat shows that we're going to bottom somewhere around the 23rd. And since we've been in this area, price has been going down exactly like the last cycle. So, I mean, it still has a cycle top of 320,000. I'll bank on maybe not that high, but I do think we're going to recover. There will be, you know, a price move, and I think it'll be at least 10 to 20, you know, somewhere around 10 to 15% to go back up. It'll probably definitely retest this breakdown area, this 45, within the next, I would say, within the next month for sure. Within the next 3 to 4 weeks, we'll probably be back up here. And then we'll see what happens there, if we can get momentum to get back in this range. So yeah, that's about it. I'll look at the S&P real quick. Silver's doing good. I want to bring up the S&P only because we had a TD9, retested it. Looks like it bounced. I'll take that off my chart. And silver did break out of that channel here. Reversal candle. Might retest the breakout and then go higher. Silver bullish. Bitcoin definitely short-term bearish. We'll see if that recovers. S&P kind of neutral. Yeah, so we'll see. I mean, silver's doing well. I would like it to close above this TD9 right here of 27.92. Let's go back to Bitcoin real quick. Yeah, so watch these moving averages and keep on moving on. But let's look at the overall market real quick. The crypto market. Yeah, significant drops everywhere. Even Cardano started dropping. Doge, that's going to probably sell off. Bitcoin dominance is starting to go up, which is good. But, I mean, massive red everywhere. People are significantly down, especially if you bought over the past week or two. You're down a good bit on Bitcoin, probably around 20 to 30% on some other alts, probably close to 50 plus. So I'll be here also reviewing other assets. If Bitcoin starts to enter this bear cycle, still doing the analysis on other things, because I mean, there's other things to trade besides Bitcoin. But if this is the end of the cycle, which I still don't think it is, still a good time to buy. Always a good time to buy Bitcoin. So appreciate it, and thanks for watching.